we are back with the finale of the Speedrun Marathon. And today I bring you j0kerr, and he's playing Nightmare Kart, and he's playing the Refuse ending. So, yeah, j0kerr, go ahead and take it away, and yeah, show us what you got.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Like I said, my name's j0kerr, and this is Nightmare Kart. We'll be showcasing the Refuse ending, and I will show you exactly what that means, as we get through the run and what that entails. So one of the things that we do with Nightmare Kart in starting the run is we actually load up a pre-saved file. We're going to start here with this one that I have saved. It skips the opening, the tutorial, opening cutscenes and everything. So you can see 0 matches played, 0 blood droplets, all of that. So we're going to go ahead and load up that slot. We'll get into it. Time will start here when I say go, or when I hit continue. But yeah, if everybody's ready, we can go ahead and count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yag! I absolutely adore this game. This was started off as a April Fool's joke, like an April Fool's post by Lilith, as she was working on her PlayStation 1 era demake of Bloodborne. It got very popular on the internet very quickly, and because it did, she decided to continue on through with it, and we love that. We love to see that. The reason we love to see that is the karts have 3 main stats. You have your acceleration, you have your handling, your size, and your weight. Everybody has the same starting speed. The only way to increase your speed is through blood droplets. You can see down on the bottom, I actually wanted to keep that, on the bottom left-hand corner, there is that big red line. That is our top speed. There we go, we'll take that. The top speed increases with blood droplets that we get from either blood droplet items, or from killing monsters on the track. I just exploited a little bit of it's an intended effect. The health transfusers that we pick up, they are what heal you, but also they do give you a couple of invulnerability frames at the start of it. So what we do is when we're out in first place, getting hit by the Galaxy's End attack, it's the blue shell equivalent for any other kart racer fanatics, that will cost about 4 to 5 seconds of time lost, depending on when we get hit. Bouncing. When we get hit and anybody else around us. But the health transfuser, not only does it heal you, like I said, it gives you the invulnerability frames. So we use that to help avoid all of the damage from the Galaxy's End. And that allows us to go ahead and continue on and kind of save our time, make sure that we don't lose anything. All right. And that is Pocket Dream Circuit done. That's the standard opening course there. It's that oval. There is that little shortcut that you can take. A 153 is not too shabby. Typically, you like to shoot for around the 150 mark, so we're doing okay. We're going to move on to Muralodia Expressway. But as I was saying earlier, this was a April Fool's joke based off of the Bloodborne demake. Now, the way it goes about, if you know anything about Bloodborne, if you played Bloodborne, it absolutely follows mostly the story of Bloodborne. Names have been changed to protect the innocent, as you can say. Lilith was issued a cease and desist on using the Bloodborne IP by Sony, unfortunately. So she did have to kind of rename and kind of rehome everything. So that's what became Nightmare Kart. But if you know anything about Bloodborne, it is very, very much the same game, just kind of reskinned with new names. Why did you move out of the way? I wanted you there. Yeah, reskinned, essentially, kind of different names, but it's pretty much the same vibes. So yeah, okay, good. We got a health transfuser. We're looking really good on blood droplets. So there is a max blood droplet limit, which is 1,000. So hitting 500 in the first lap here, not too bad. I've gotten up to about 700 in the first lap by getting lucky with blood droplet item drops that usually only pick up, and I'm sliding all over the place weirdly. You can only get the blood droplet items when you are not in first place, and they give you 150 blood droplets. So if we are starting off the race, we typically want to kind of lag back, do what we call sandbag, and just try to see if we can't pick up any extra blood droplets. Not getting super lucky with the item RNG here. We really want to see a health transfuser coming up, just so that we can make sure we're not losing too much time. But every pistol essentially will give us some more blood droplets as we are scooting on through here. I really would there we are. All right, health transfuser is done. Yeah, so this all solo developed, by the way. So Lilith pretty much did most of the work herself. She got a little assistance here and there from a few different people. The music was all done by the Noble Demon. She did some fantastic work on the music in this game. It's one of my favorite things about the game is the music and how it does not sound like it belongs in a horror-based kart racer. But it's some of the best music that you will hear in in an indie game coming up. Oh, somebody died. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to catch up. So when you die in a race, you will respawn, but you lose all of your blood droplets, which can be helpful if we see that an AI racer has died. We can easily pick up their blood droplets and refill those and keep our top speed up. So we want to try to see that in like the second lap potentially, but if not, no worries. First two races are done. We're looking really good on time. Those were really, really solid races. So we're now heading into the first battle of the run. There are multiple battles, much like you would see in, Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart 64, those kind of games. This is the Mirror Loading Sewer Arena. It's a team fight based combat. So we want to see skeleton died. That means that either one of our teammates got a kill, or we picked up a kill. We don't want to see any named enemies or any names pop up. That means one of my teammates died. That means that the other team got a score. First to 10 wins, or whoever has the highest at the end of the time, which is in that bottom left-hand corner. Ideally, we get our 10 kills before the 30-second mark, and there'll be a big warning, 30 seconds remaining. Obviously, we'd love to get all of our kills before then. We don't want to see blood droplets. Those are nice, but they don't really help us out very much. The red on an enemy like that means we cannot attack them. We can't target them. Everything is kind of auto-targeting, so if we see the white dot on an enemy, it means we can hit them with whatever weapon, or we can target them. Red means we can't, so we want to see all the white, and we want to attack them as soon as we can. Oh, nice, double kill there. We are doing pretty well. If our teammates can pick up a little bit, we're looking pretty good. One of the mechanics here as well in this in the game, after you use an item, if you run over another item box, almost immediately after using it, you will pick up a second copy of it, or some extra ammunition for it, which can be very helpful, especially in some of the later races. If we have, looks like somebody killed a teammate. That's fine. We got ours, and we're out. But yeah, if we could pick up a secondary, like health transfuser or blood droplet items, those go a long way during the races to help out. So, done a lot of yapping here, but we're finally getting into our first boss fight of the run. This is one of my favorite things about Nightmare Kart, is that because it does follow Bloodborne, we're gonna find a lot of things that are going to be different than most kart racers that you've seen. Case in point here, we have our first race. This is the Angel Graveyard race against Father Gregory, or Father Gascon, if you know him from Nightmare Kart, or from Bloodborne, excuse me. I still think Lilith missed out on the perfect opportunity to call him Father Gascan, but that's just my personal opinion. Where I was hoping that we would not get the Aether Vials. Aether Vials give us the ability to boost, or to do manual boosts, and you can see that with the 13 in the little vials there in that top left-hand corner. So first stage is done. It's a lap around Angel Graveyard, and we just chase down, try to do as much damage as we can. Then we go into the actual Angel Graveyard arena. We will pick up our first Moon Shard, and we need to have all 3 Moon Shards in order to face the final boss. That is what gives us the refuse category here. And that is fantastic. I want to see that, because at this point, Father Gregory gets his own Gatling gun, but we can also pick up our own Gatling gun and just do this. That is really good RNG. That is going to end up saving a lot of time, especially when we're able to pick up the Gatling gun before Father Gregory transforms, or afterwards, and make sure that he doesn't. Because when the Gatling gun spawns, he is programmed to go straight after it. So the more damage we can do, the faster we can make that go, better chance we have of getting that and saving some time. Boss fight 1 down, we have our Moon Shard. We're moving on to the Forbidden Forest. This has my favorite song in this game. This song does not sound like it belongs in this track, and that's, I think, what I love about it so much. We're doing a little bit of boost hopping there. We're doing a trick where you can hold down the brake and accelerate at the same time, and it does a brake boost turn, or a brake turn, and we can use that to build up Aether Vials. So we like doing that at the beginning, because it does, having that 20 Aether Vials does make things a little bit easier for us moving forward. There's blood droplets, but we are getting whammied by the AI. One of the things about the AI in this game, when they pick up an item, if they can use it, they will. I want to use that health transfusion there just to not die. I will risk losing a few seconds here just to make sure that I am not dead. Because if I die, that's a worse time loss. So we will risk it for the biscuit there. But the AI are programmed to use weapons as soon as they can. So if we are close to an enemy while like the item spawns are nearby, we will probably get hit multiple times, and that can be a little bit, that can be very difficult. Typically we want to sandbag a little bit at the beginning, see if we can't get some items, see if we can't get a blood droplet item to start off, or get some more kills on monsters from the back, because that does give us more blood droplets, which makes our top speed faster, which makes, the laps 2 and 3 much more faster. But it does come with the risk of potentially getting shot multiple times and even dying. I've lost multiple runs while trying to sandbag for blood droplets to getting hit over and over by the AI. So it's a very risky procedure, but if it pays off, it works out very, very well. One thing you'll see me doing here, on some straightaways like this and some turns, you see the fire that comes out of the tires. This is very much, it's a drift boost, very much like a Mario Kart Crash Team Racing, kind of feel. The longer you drift, the more the drift boost will build up to the point where we can make a drift boost happen once all the flames come out. But there is a trick that we can do on straightaways, which is very similar to like a Mario Kart, where we can snake. We can force a drift boost faster by flipping back and forth on the thumbstick on straightaways to help build up that drift boost a little bit faster. It does come at a higher stamina cost, which is that green bar in the top left. But also, we don't build up as many Aether Vials because you do build up Aether Vials while you are drifting. So it's kind of the back and forth of do you want to do you have the time to potentially use a drift boost, or do you want to stay safe, use a regular boost, and then build up the Aether Vials later on? You just kind of have to feel out the process of where you're at and what you're looking for, where your stamina is. Because if you're out of stamina, you can't drift, you can't do melee attacks. All right, I'm so glad that we picked up a few of those health transfusers. Okay, this is gonna be sketchy. If we get hit here, one of the things that does happen, if you get hit while you're in midair, you immediately lose all forward progression and you just drop. So there's a couple spots that can be very scary, like that escalating jump system. But we made it out fast, and we're looking very, very good on time. Like 120, 119, 118. Those are some really, really solid times. We're heading into my least favorite course fight of the game. This is the Forbidden Forest Arena. This is the Sisters fight. It is a capture the flag type of boss fight. We have to capture the insight, and we have to do it against all three of the sisters at the same time. So it can get a little bit. Oh boy, that's fine. Actually, that's fine. I missed the insight, but that's okay. The AI doesn't even look like they've been moving, so we can grab our moon shard safely, or relatively safely, and then come back. This actually will give me the opportunity to showcase my favorite glitch. And it's not really even a glitch. It's kind of it's programming as it's kind of intended. It's not quite a bug. It's not quite a glitch, but there is, with the insight, okay, I was not expecting to get hit there, but that's fine. With the insight, it does count as a weapon. So when you have the insight, you can drive with it, and you can respawn with it, much like you could any other weapon. The insight's bugged. So when you respawn, you keep a hold of any weapon you have, at least in these arena fights. So we will grab the insight, we will immediately go respawn back to our base, and then toss it into the goalpost. We need to get to 5 here. What can get tricky is the Matilda sisters do like to kind of, they like to run around and be very close to where you are, or chase you down where the insight is. So at times I have to wait for at least one of the nearby sisters to, I respawned as I got hit. But I usually have to wait for the sisters to start running my way before I can respawn. That way I can make sure that I'm still not going to get hit. I can still stay alive. Okay, yep, and they are lifting off. This is the biggest place for time loss in the game, just because of how this fight can play out. You can try to play it a little bit safer, but like that was a little bit of a rough fight, because a couple different reasons. I died, I missed the insight earlier on, but also the AI just didn't want to cooperate. But not too bad. We at least made it out. We've got the moon shards. We've got 2 of the 3 moon shards that we need in order to unlock the final boss, the secret boss. So we're looking pretty good, and we're moving on to aesthetically my favorite course, but I'm not a big fan of the layout of the course, if that makes sense. This is the Great Clock Tower. Obviously, it takes place in a clock tower. I love this aesthetic of driving into the clock tower, which teleports us to the bottom of the clock tower as I get run over into the wall. That's fine. It looks really cool. I did not... Okay. Not getting the best of weapons here, but that's fine. But yes, we start off going to the bottom of the clock tower, and then driving up to the top of the tower, and then teleporting back down to the bottom. It looks, aesthetically, it looks really cool. But gameplay wise, because you are driving uphill, it does slow you down quite a bit. So it can be one of the slower courses. Plus, it also is one of the bigger courses on the game. So it will be a little bit slower than some of the other ones, especially going uphill. But we're doing all right. We're looking really good. So that little bit of voiceover, I typically like to hit either while I'm on the second lap or getting ready to cross the finish line to start the second half. That usually tells me I'm on a pretty good pace. So we're looking pretty good so far. We also got a blood droplet item. We got our health transfusion here. So we are set up with pretty much everything we could want. Ideally, I would love to get... Yes! I would love to get more blood droplets. And we'll pick up a few more from the monsters along the way. We got one of the blood droplet items, but I didn't get a whole lot more off of that. So sitting 236 isn't terrible. I was able to hit that item box as I used that first health transfuser, so I was able to get that back up, and I'm really glad I was able to get that back up. Saving a lot of time there and not getting hit is the big thing. But yeah, final lap, and we are moving really solidly throughout. I could use the Molotovs. I don't necessarily like to use them because they stay. And I've run into my own Molotovs before on second and third laps. So you really got to be careful with it because, like I said, they do stay around. If you've got an enemy right behind you, definitely use it because you can at least get them off of your back. But if there's nobody around, there is a key bind or a controller bind to drop it. So you can drop an item, and you'll see me do that a lot when I'm cycling through weapons, cycling through things to try to get that health transfuser. All right. Great Clock Tower is done. And we got the bug. So there's a bug here with the AI. It occasionally will just drop through on that teleport. Lilith, I actually got to talk to her at another event earlier this year, and she realized early on in production, if that bug happens, it could have caused a soft lock because you died during the end of the race and it doesn't know where to respawn you, and you can't move forward. So she realized that the best way to move forward through that is to just remove the kill planes underneath the course. So occasionally at the end of the race, you will get that bug where it just kind of drops through and spins around, and it's a lot of fun. When the AI's in the air, they are programmed to spin so that they can try to get some more boosts. So it's really fun to just see the hunter just boost or spin around in midair the entire time. This is the Angel Arena. You are given the Noble Pistol, and that fires based off of the Aether Vials you have. It takes 4 Aether Vials to fire. There are a couple of weapons that are like this that we will run into over the course of the campaign. What we want to do here, ideally, is to get at least 1 kill, build up our Aether Vials, and just spawn camp in front of the blue spawn. Build up our Aether Vials back up. It takes 3 pistol shots to kill, so as soon as they spawn and we see that white dot, we can just go after them. It's really nice if a second AI racer dies, because then we can hit both of them at the same time and pick up double kills and get ourselves up to 10 a lot faster. All right. We are 1 away. We're going to make up a little bit of time here on my PB, we're going to lose just a little bit of time here at the end, but it's all right. We are moving. Sometimes, I don't know exactly why, but occasionally after you hit them the first time, they immediately go to the red where you can't hit them, you can't damage them, so you kind of got to wait a little bit or go find somebody else. But hey, we made it through just fine. We're going to head on to the other type of team fight. It is a blood droplet battle. So there will be monsters on the course that we can kill for blood droplets. We can also kill We can also kill the other team members and pick up any blood droplets that they may have. But all in all, as a team, we need to collect 4,000 blood droplets. So we're going to start off here. Hopefully pick up... Yeah, we'll take that. Shotgun's pretty good. We're going to start off, and we're going to go to this side of the map where all of these werewolves are. And hopefully we don't run into the issue that I was just having, where occasionally the targeting system bugs out or goes after the AI racers and not the monsters that are sitting right in front of you, like that. Thankfully, the monsters can at least be run over, so we can collect the blood droplets there. But it's a lot nicer if we can just shoot them or hit them with a melee weapon. It makes things so much easier for us. Hey, all right, we'll pick up that. Take that. Yeah, it is kind of really nice though when we are able to at least kill an enemy and pick up their blood droplets. It makes things so much easier. And hey, teammates helped out. We're moving on. That one's a very quick fight because of where we sit and the fact that the big blue werewolves give the most blood droplets. This is probably my favorite design course. This is Baby Park at home. If anyone has played some of the later Mario Kart or Mario Kart Double Dash, you'll know what I mean by Baby Park. This is the Outsider's Mansion. Is my controller acting up a little bit? Yeah, and this is a very, very tight, fast course. It is actually 6 laps. I did not mean to use that. Didn't mean to use any of those. That's fine. We'll pick up some of these blood droplets here. Yeah, as you can see, in first place, just on their own, the werewolves can give over 100 blood droplets, which is a massive amount of top speed here for us. So we definitely want to try to get them if we can. That was, again, my own hubris of me running into my own Molotov cocktail. This also can be the source of another one of my favorite bugs. If an AI gets hit in midair, it will spin out and drop. The problem that it has there is if it spins out and it lands backwards, the AI gets a little bit bugged and confused as to where they need to hit their next checkpoint. And so they will turn around until they cannot go any further, and then they'll finally go back the normal way. It's funny to see until you see a Matilda sister on a giant boar coming at you with a shotgun. Then you kind of panic because giant pig with a shotgun coming at you face first is a recipe for disaster. And I think we might have just seen it. No, I did see somebody get hit, but it looked like their AI continued on forward. Gatling gun, I am glad the AI can't aim. It missed with most of its shots there. If the AI could have actually aimed and hit me, I probably would have been very close to dying there. That little spin out, that's going to cost me a little bit of time, but that's a good indication of there is a system that still stays from Bloodborne. It is excuse me, my nose had started itching, and then as soon as I started itching, I lost my train of thought there. It's the visceral system. So Bloodborne has the visceral attacks that you can do. Nightmare Kart also has visceral boosts. If you hit an enemy while they are either in the animation of shooting, kind of like a counter, or you hit them while they are actively drifting, they spin out like that and go into the spin out animation. If you see that little X over their head, you can drift into them and it will cause a visceral boost. The visceral boost does a lot of damage, and if you kill them with it, you get a lot of blood droplets immediately. Typically, we don't usually like to see that because, for the most part, it costs us a little bit of time. There are 2 fights where we would like to see it, though. This is the other fight we would like to see it. The first one is Father Gascan. if we can hit him and get a visceral getting that extra damage is very crucial. This is the other fight where we would love to see a visceral in the second phase. This is Nicholas. He is running around with a birdcage on his head. Don't ask why. That's just how he is. The birdcage actually is an unlockable cart after this race. So you can run around with a birdcage on your head as your cart during the free races if you want. It's a lot of fun. There's also a lot of different unlockable carts. The giant boar is an unlockable cart. I do a special category of refuse that I call Hoggers Percent, simply because my friend Angel and I came up with the idea. He was like, oh my god, the giant boar, the hog, it's so much fun. It absolutely sucks, but it's so much fun. He was having trouble beating the game in general, so he asked me, hey, you've been running the game, can you beat the game, the entire game, using the giant boar? I said, let me try. It took me a few tries. I was able to do it, and because I started to be able to do it consistently, I just kept it as Hoggers Percent. So occasionally for other events, I will do the refuse ending, but on the giant boar. It's very difficult. It's the lowest handling, the highest weight, and the highest size. And the size does actually play a difference into where your camera is angled. So it makes it a lot trickier because you have to worry. You have a different camera angle than you're used to, and you have way less handling and a much bigger size. So not only do you have to worry about like where the camera is and the size, but also then you have what? I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I took the right path, but apparently Nicholas just decided he didn't want to go. That's fine. That is one of the things that can happen in this portion of the race. I might have passed him after a jump, but yeah, you can actually lose the chase down sequence here of the Nicholas fight if you take the wrong path, the wrong teleporter. I don't think I took the wrong teleporter because I was going the normal way. So, I think I might have just accidentally outpaced him, which is fine. This is a scary jump, though, because if you're not careful... Oh, yeah. No, that's exactly what happened. I outpaced him and boosted past him from that teleporter. That's what had to have happened, so that's all right. He's actually at a really low health point, so this could be very quick here if I can get some good shots. Yeah, very, very quick Nicholas fight. So despite having to restart that second segment, that was a really, really good fight. And then we're just going to yeet ourselves off into the abyss. Once again, Lilith realized they're having a kill plane down here soft locks you once you kill Nicholas if you fall off. Because the game can't respawn you like it would if you fell off normally. So once you kill Nicholas, the kill planes are gone, and you can just drop down and spin into oblivion until the end of his monologuing. Yeah, we are, though, moving on here. Moving on to the final race of the game. This is, in my splits, this is labeled Painbow Road. This is Rainbow Road at home. This is the longest track in the game. The AI is at its toughest. And there's a good chance that if I don't get out ahead early on, I could die. It has happened a couple times before, and that's why we have kind of a nice sized estimate just in case. Because as you see, there are a lot of weapons, there are a lot of item pickups. And like I said, the AI, if they can use a weapon, they will use the weapon. So being packed up here is not good. And especially, there are a couple of jumps. And if we get hit while we're in a jump, we drop. And because you have to hit the different checkpoints, we'll have to restart the race if we drop. So we're getting very unlucky in terms of item drops. We're not getting any blood droplets. We're not able to get any. We're not able to get many monsters. So we'll be able to catch up. We'll be able to pass, but it is going to be a little bit difficult here early on. But yeah, to show the difference, if you're in 6th place and you kill if you kill one of the birds, I got 77 blood droplets there, and if you're in 1st place, you get like 40. So that's why we sometimes try to sandbag, or at least stay behind so that we can potentially. Oh, I got a kill, and the AI got turned around again on a drift or something. So that was interesting. This is one of the few courses where that can actually happen somehow. The AI getting turned around on a drift. I believe it typically happens if they have a melee weapon and they try to use it on a monster, and the monster either moves or they miss it and they end up going backwards. So again, can be very funny, but also can be very dangerous if we're not careful. So I didn't. Yeah. That is exactly what I did not want to happen. I should have most likely stopped before that jump, but that's okay. That is exactly what can happen, and why the estimate is pretty hefty from my PB. My PB, my averages are around 43, 44. The estimate is a 50, and this is specifically why. This is one of those races that this can absolutely happen in, and can really cause problems if we're not careful. Thankfully, it only happened on the second lap, so we weren't like too far into the race. But yeah, it can be a little bit rough if you're not careful. I don't have. Once again, I tried to make it past the jump, and then I thought I had enough time and didn't. And that was a moment where I did not have time to make that stop. First time, I could have absolutely stopped and said, okay, I can stop, get hit, and then move on. That time, I did not have the time to react, so just kind of had to hope. That's okay. We're still having fun with this, and this is one of the only unfortunate things about this speedrun is that it's kind of RNG heavy at times. Really RNG in terms of like the items, in terms of the AI and how they interact, and getting hit by items like that at bad times can really affect the flow of the run. So it can be a little bit tricky. It's not like it's a hard game by any stretch. I will actually take the death there over dropping. The reason being is that I don't have to restart. I just drop back to 7th. This is actually the worst this game has treated me in quite some time. I don't think I've had runs that have happened like this in a long time. Also, that's just the game being the game at that point, of bouncing off of something that wasn't actually there. I don't typically like the chain wheels. They give you a big boost for the amount of time you have them, but if you hit somebody, you get that little animation of hitting, and it costs a little bit of time because you're not actually driving while it happens. So it costs us a little bit of time, but that's all right. Ooh, someone's got a Gatling gun. Come on. Yeah, we got some blood droplets there. We got a kill. All right. We are, now that we have, I dislike that. But now that we have the blood droplets, we should be able to just catch up and move ourselves forward, and hopefully not run into any further issues. So that little bump that happened, we've talked to Lilith about that. I've talked to her personally directly about it. And unfortunately, it's a byproduct of how the game and the engine works. It's not something that we can necessarily stop or avoid. It's just part of it's part of Unreal and how it's working within the confines of the kind of the graphics type that it has. So occasionally there are going to be little artifacts or edges of the race of the track that will either pop us up or things that we will bump off of, and enemies occasionally can also cause us to bounce off of them as we hit them. So you can run over enemies to get blood droplets. We typically like to try to use weapons if we have them at all possible, because those bumps do cost time. So it's an unfortunate thing, but it's also baked into the game, and the only way that it can really be changed is if kind of the complete physics engine were overhauled within Unreal, and that would change how the game feels and plays. And at this point, Lilith is too happy with how everything plays out, and we are all too comfortable with how the game plays in order to really change it. So also we hit our 1,000 blood droplets, and as you can see, the top speed is absolutely cooking. There is there's a bit of diminishing returns, so to speak, with the top speed. That line, we will not go over 90 miles an hour, but the red line is there more for the speed, for the boost. The higher that red line, the higher our boost speed will be. So that will allow us to boost faster, and as we can consistently boost faster, we'll consistently move faster. All right, Paintbow Road living up to its name. Gotta love it. We're moving on to the final arena fight. It is a every person for themselves battle with 7 other AI racers. There are also skeletons with sniper rifles. That is a thing. The skeletons can hit you. The monsters can hit you with attacks or weapons. So we have to really be careful, because I have lost PBs and world record runs to those skeletons getting too close, getting hit by a sniper or shotgun from them. So we really have to be careful. I got hit by a shotgun once from somebody there, and I lost 3/4 of my health. So now we're going to be playing super, super sketchy safe until I think it's about 7 minutes left. There will be some extra power-ups that spawn there in the Ditch of Death, including health transfusers. So, that's not. Okay, she didn't have a weapon, thankfully. That can be, even if you are targeting somebody or you see that white dot on them and you have a melee weapon, it's going to shoot you forward. So even if you're turning and you see them like behind you or nearby, you need to face forward in order to hit them. So that's what happened there. All right, but we've been managing to survive and get some extra kills here. So we're down to the last 3, and hopefully we'll be smooth sailing here soon. All right, yep. Health transfuser picked up. We are pretty much good now. I think we can survive just about any hit. And especially now that we're one-on-one. All right, come here. All right, Herman, finally. We are done. We are done with Pocket Dream Field, and we are done with technically the NA%. There is a decision that we will need to make up here after this cutscene. This ending, we will decide refuse. That will allow us, in combination with the 3 dream shards we got, that will allow us to go on to the final boss fight. This is unlike anything you've seen in a kart racer, and this this segment will require a little bit of focus time from me, so I'm not going to be talking here for the moment. I need to focus up on this section specifically. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, good. Can be a little bit sketchy here. Just about in the clear. And there we go. All right. So that is a boosting platforming section in a kart racer. And now we are on to the final boss fight, Miralodia, who's riding around on kind of a trike, so to speak. Good. Ah, got it. We're going to be... We have the sword. I don't remember the name of the sword, unfortunately, but when we have 5 Aether Vials, it can shoot out that beam. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to drift boost around enough that we can get that beam, slice it forward, and jump onto Miralodia. Eventually, she will... she'll go into the second phase here. We'll see a little cutscene. She will leave the map for the time being. And now we have to get this sniper down. We have to get the sniper down below a certain health threshold for Miralodia to come back. So it's typically like half health or so on this little sniper dude. And he's very tanky. Also hits like a truck. But if we get him low enough, we can boost off. And hey, time's coming up here. We got the quick kill. Time is coming up. Time. I was not expecting that quick kill. If you get up in the air against Miralodia as she's kind of phasing out, you do a ton of damage to her. And I did enough damage that was a 20-second gold split for me. And then once you get her low enough, you see that little cutscene, and then you can either do the boost into her, do the visceral boost, or for safety's sake, you can just hit her with the sword. That final hits the end. But that is Nightmare Kart. Like I said, it follows kind of the story of Bloodborne. So if you know anything about Bloodborne and you like kart racers, definitely pick this up. If you don't know anything about Bloodborne, but you like kart racers, especially the old school PS1 and 64 era racers, pick this up. It is absolutely free to play on Steam and on itch.io. Lilith is constantly working on it. She listens to the speedrun community and listens to the gaming community as well, picking up bugs, working on other features. She's working on a full second campaign worth of DLC, as well as working on online play for both racing and the battles. So it is worth every little bit you can. If you get it on itch, you can put a donation to Lilith, but it is free to play. So please, if you like kart racers, go pick this up. This is a fantastic game. I cannot suggest it enough.
Yeah, that is super sick, and I'm gonna say that was a wonderful showcase of the game. I think you did wonderful. The 20-second gold split, that is super sick as well.
It was a lot of fun. The AI can sometimes get bugged up like this here. Usually they kind of follow through, but the AI gets bugged occasionally, and it's just fun to see. But yeah, that is Nightmare Kart.
That was wonderful. I feel like I learned a lot about this game. If you have any last shout-outs or anything you want to do, then you're free to do that.
Absolutely. Big shout-outs. I'm an admin of Binary Breakers. It's a all non-binary centered speedrunning community, or so for anybody who is non-binary, off of the gender binary, trans in any way, shape, or form. Please feel free to come join us. Shoot me a DM on Blue Sky. It's j0kerr.bsky.social. Or here on Twitch, if you are interested, I will get you the information for Binary Breakers. That community, if it weren't for my friends and close people in that community, I don't know if I'd still be speedrunning today. So if you feel you fit that, please shoot me a message. We'll get you in. We'd love to have you in. Also, obviously, big shout outs to Indie Horror Speedruns. I don't think, without the work of the Hobo Mice and a few of the other people in the channel, I don't think I would have pushed Nightmare Kart nearly as much as I have done nearly as much with Nightmare Kart as I have. So big shout outs to Hobo Mice, Goth Daddy, and the whole of the Indie Horror Speedrun community. If you want to see Nightmare Kart more, I was finally able to announce this on social media yesterday. Nightmare Kart has also been accepted to MagFast. This is MagFest's speedrun marathon that is happening over the course of the entire convention of MagFest at the end of January. Not only was Nightmare Kart accepted for the speedrun event, recently there was an announcement by Arcade Commons that they are working on and have almost completed by this point a full-fledged stand-up arcade cabinet of Nightmare Kart in coordination with Lilith, who has also programmed a full-on arcade version of Nightmare Kart, which has access to all the racers, the karts, and all of the tracks as an arcade standalone. As part of my speedrun for MagFast, I will be one of the first people to publicly play on the arcade cabinet. They're having me do the full speedrun on the arcade cabinet with some of the special things that they've been able to do with the cabinet. So I will be able to play, with my own controller, at least for the speedrun, but everything will be on the cabinet hardware itself. After the run, myself, Lilith, who will be on the couch live for that, as well as my friend Ruby Hart, who will also be on the couch for it. We will be doing a showcase of the arcade version and the arcade controls, and potentially the future DLC as well, if Lilith is able to complete it by that point in time. So if you are interested in the continued development of Nightmare Kart and you want to see the run done on the cabinet and want to see what the arcade cabinet looks like, plays like, and everything, again, it will be at MagFest. The Twitter or the Twitch is MagFast, MagFast. I will be early on Thursday morning. It'll be, I believe, the second run of the marathon, to work with Arcade Commons and their schedule throughout the rest of the weekend, because they've got a lot of other things that they're doing for the event. But again, I'll be playing the game and doing the speedrun on the cabinet, on the arcade cabinet at MagFest. If you want to see it, please tune into MagFest, or if you're at MagFest, we'll be on the stage there doing the run. So I would love to see you there at MagFest or in the chat. And also you can continue to follow me on Twitch here, just j0kerr, j0kerr. I'd love to see you around. Obviously, would love to chat Nightmare Kart, horror games. I've got a few other speedruns that I'm potentially working on. I play a bunch of other games as well. So, would love to see you and hear from you. And thank you again, IHS. I really appreciate being able to not only showcase the game, but the confidence that you had in me to have me as a finale. I really can't say enough about it. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to close out the marathon. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, hell yeah, a wonderful outro. It was a pleasure having you. It was really nice ending to the stream, and I really appreciate you coming. Hope to see you back.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna have another little intermission, and then we will be doing our final statements and our closing words. And yeah, so stay tuned in for that, and we'll be right back.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me home to a castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me
I can wait another minute. I can wait another second to be with you for an eternity. I feel like I am in a daydream. Every moment that I spend with you, with you.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me home to a castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me You are what I waited for. Oh, you make me touch the sky when I'm down. 'Cause when I'm with you, I'm fine. When you go, I'm sad. I like my life with you. Oh, 'cause you are one love. And then I say lies, you're the one in my heart, my heart. You make me feel alive, I feel crazy. You make me smile, smile. I feel like I can't lie. One love. And then I say lies, I feel crazy. And I say lies, I feel crazy. You are what I waited for. Oh, you make me touch the sky when I'm down. 'Cause when I'm with you, I'm fine. When you go, I'm sad. I like my life with you. Oh, 'cause you are one love. And then I say lies, you're the one in my heart, my heart. You make me feel alive, I feel crazy. You make me smile, smile. I feel like I can't lie. One love. And then I say
That's
lies, I
awesome.
feel crazy.
Entire time till the very
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, we're feeling. I'm feeling.
fucking sick.
Um,
I mean, we did a
it
really good
felt
job.
like it felt good. We had a lot of returning people. It starts to feel like we have like a nice little IHSM crew going on. You know what I'm saying? People who like to come out here and show out, and I think they do a really good job. And yeah, their company is always appreciated. And I didn't have a problem with any run this time around. It was really solid commentary, really solid runs, really solid games. So I have no complaints, and yeah, overall good experience.
Yeah. Well done, man. Done. Mild, what are your thoughts?
I think this went much better than expected. I mean, I didn't expect it to go bad, but like there were essentially no hiccups. Like everything really smooth. Everybody sounded good. All the games were good. Like
Yep,
for a much smaller crew, like this time around, we really pulled through. You know.
definitely. Um, I think that's a great segue. So realistically, short and sweet. We want to thank the Indie Horror Speedruns community for sticking around for 2024 and kind of enjoying what we've been able to put out for you guys. This year was not exactly up to standard to what we usually give you, right? Because 2023 was a really great year for us, but I think 2024 we struggled through a whole lot of stuff, and we're all humans, right? But I think the indie horror speedruns community and what we do here at IHS is much more important, and I think upholding that integrity is very is very important to all of us. To be honest with you, it's everything. So I think again, I just want to thank all you guys for showing up, showing out. Anybody who submitted, tuned in, showed love, anything like that. I think all of you guys are amazing, and I think the value that you show to IHS and we show you guys is one of the purest things that you could ever experience in this world, right? I mean, the one thing that brought us together was speedrunning, right? And video games and kind of something simple like that. And we kind of, um, we made something of it, we made something substantial here. And I think that, regardless of our 2024, we really wanted to close out the year on a good note. I'm sure everybody who's viewing this or even watching this on YouTube is, going through a crazy year, right? We all did. But I think ending this year with a really good, like, consistent marathon is so important. It's so important for this community, and I just, there's really no words for my gratitude. And like Miles said, we did this with a smaller crew than we usually do, right? And that was very hard for us. And we learned a lot today, right? But I think going forward, we can improve on everything, right? But I think we can improve on a lot of small stuff, and we can kind of continue this journey with all of you and everybody else who submits and tunes in and enjoys IHS. You know what I mean? I think we have a bright future ahead of us. So I say all that to say this. So for 2025, we have a lot planned. To be honest with you, we have a lot planned. Um, but that doesn't really mean anything until we kind of put it all in motion. So bear with us. There's only like I think it's like less than 2 weeks of December left, and then we're into 2025. So we have a lot planned for next year and how we're going to go into the new year and how we're going to improve not only our shows and events and marathons, but just IHS in general. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it with that, and we thank you guys so much.
I do want to say, I just want to say one more thing.
Sure.
You kind of touched on it, but part of the reason these turn out as they do, whether it be good or bad, but the reason we put so much work into it is because there are people out here that genuinely look forward to this.
Yep.
And without that hype, even as a mental thing, these wouldn't turn out as good.
Yep.
So people loving this stuff and us wanting to just cater to those people and put on the best show we possibly can, every year, every half year. Um, it's everyone who really enjoys the stuff that we do it for. So, you know, whether there's 10 people in here that absolutely love it, or 1,000 people in here, like
Yeah,
we know that there's people out there really looking forward to this every year, so that's why it turns out as good as it does. And I really hope everyone enjoyed what we could put out there.
I agree. I agree, man. Well said. Mild, do you have anything you want to add to Plez or me?
No, I think you guys, you
Summed
all
it up.
said it pretty well. I would just be repeating it probably, but
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with everything you said. You know what I mean?
No, that's cool,
We
man.
have it's gonna be like new year, new us type thing.
It is definitely, definitely. So with that said, man,
Micro stuff.
we'll, yeah, no, of course, of course. We'll close it out. We'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for DJing for 9 hours.
Don't forget about movie night. We got movie night.
And we do have movie night, right? We are gonna run some movies. We'll be in the voice chat, kind of kicking it, hanging out, shooting, shit, talking about the event. So if you guys want to come through and come kick it with us, we're open. We're down. We're totally down. So
Everyone's invited.
everyone is definitely invited. You probably won't see us again until spring, summer-ish. We're gonna look to host an event, something smaller in the spring, but summer we'll definitely be back for Indie Horror Speedruns Marathon in the summer. So, you guys know the drill, man. Again, huge shout out to everybody that came through, showed love. If you submitted, if you tuned in, if you even just lurked the stream, we appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely been a ride. So, before we go off, where can the people find you guys? Mild, where can the people find you?
Mild Goth Daddy everywhere, pretty much. Yeah, I think that's Twitter, YouTube, the works, Instagram.
Instagram, yep. Liz, what
Yeah,
about you?
I do a lot of art, a lot of well, not a lot of speedrunning, but I do some speedrun.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
If you ever want to get a hold of me, you can hit me up on Twitter at PleasantlyGG or in the Indie Horror Speedruns Discord. And one last thing
Sure.
is please go follow all these streamers that attended today. Go search them out, go follow them. A lot of them stream a lot, and a lot of them are really dedicated speedrunners who just love video games just like us. So, yeah, make sure to go follow them as well.
Definitely. I agree. That was a great shout that I actually didn't mention. Make sure you go follow everybody that, not only ran today, but follow everybody that tuned in and submitted and everything like that. You can expect the marathon on YouTube over the course of the next week or so. So if you're curious about your VOD or your runs or anything like that, that'll be uploaded on the Indie Horror Speedruns YouTube channel this week. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, man, I think the whole crew is about to go relax. I think we deserve a good end of the year, and I think you guys too. I think you guys deserve a very, very good end of the year. So make sure you spend the holidays with your family. Make sure you guys enjoy everything, and all Indie Horror Speedruns, man, because a lot coming over the next couple of months. But enjoy. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next
Merry
time.
Christmas, too. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
See you.
Merry Christmas.